Okay, so today we have a box unboxing from a, obviously, E2046. I've only ever seen one other unboxing of this resin kit, mostly since resin kits aren't overly popular, and this one's kind of big. This beam saber should tell you what it goes on, if you know approximately size. So let's open it up, and immediately, I've already opened this up, made sure stuff was in it. It's Grand Gundam Perfect Grade. Oh yeah. With the amazingly photocopied instructions that I'm not going to be using because I've gotten a proper scan of some good ones that you can actually read, unlike those. And then we come to the decal sheets. There are quite a few of them, so I'll just grab my knife here and open it up for it. Decal sheets are these semi-metallic looking ones. Thruster nozzles, little everythings. Two of this type. Two of this type. One markings, but it seems to have two of everything. And then we come to the springs and magnets, which have attached themselves to the magnetic thing on my desk. And we have four of these type, two of those, two of those, four of those, four of those, and a very large spring that's used in the backpack. Good magnets, actually. Was not expecting it. Now we come to the main event. I'll pause here, get a package out, see what's what. Okay, so here we have the first of the bags to come out. It's all of the little tiny pieces. So you have like some gun parts, chest pieces, like the vent and the gun, chest gun thing. Some neck pieces around here. And the V-fin, which is on a piece of cardboard to make sure that it doesn't get broken because it's bloody thin. Gun part, ankle piece, guard pieces, circles for use somewhere, some cockpit pieces all over here, little tiny things, detail parts that mostly just slot into places. No major structural things, well, except for that. But also it has the face. And just the face. Which, let's see if you can see that. Not really. But it's all, the entire face is one piece. And it has lots of little tiny circuit board looking cutout scribed lines in the eyes. It's going to be a pain to paint, but it will look good. Okay, so here we have the third bag, which is, we're starting to get to the meat of it all. Got like the neck in here, the large rocket bells that go on the backpack, some parts that look like they would go onto the arms in the lower forearm area, there and there. The rest of the head, very nicely sculpted. Some cleanup needed, but that's to be expected. The gun barrel and handle, some skirt parts, some cockpit pieces, more vents for everywhere. Looks like a crotch piece by the looks of it. Panels, flat sections, ankle armor inner frame. All very nice. That looks like it'll go on the main torso. It's part of the inner frame for that. Ankle armor. Man, this is it's good looking, but it's gonna need some work. Okay, now we're on to the third bag, which has knee joint replacement inner frame parts. Both knees, foot pieces, leg armor pieces, replacement mid-torso ball joint thing, backpack pieces, big feet that are only one piece and you need to cut the inner frame to get them to fit. Some more backpack stuff, top of the feet, leg, upper leg by the looks of it, from what I can tell. Skirt armor, more of that. Neck guard, at least we didn't see this higher up in the bag, but okay. It's fairly thick, looks clean, but I can already tell that it's going to need some work on the back side of it to make it nice and smooth. Guess that's what you get with a recast instead of an original cast. Other than that, lots of big pieces here. Looks good, but won't really know for sure until I get them out, start cleaning them up. And now we get to the final bag, which is the really big parts. Another foot piece, back skirt armor, one solid hunk. Seems to have stayed all together. The shield, top part, must be goes down there for that signature shield. The main torso armor, this is where the chest guns go, the vents go. Back side of the shield has some quite nice detail. Gonna go in there with a paintbrush and pick that out. And then there's these pieces, which I actually needed to look up where they go since I didn't immediately recognize it. They go on the backpack, actually. I was thinking some weird part of the leg, but no, backpack. Sort of the spring mechanism. That's the final bag, so he definitely does like to use a lot of bubble wrap. I mean, got a small pile of it next to me. Seems to be fairly well done with fairly clean resin. I mean, it's not pure, can tell that much, but I've seen much worse resin. Their metallic water slides could be a bit more mirror finish instead of sandblasted steel look, but really, this instruction manual, I mean, you can, if you look at this, you can barely see what's going on here, what's going on there, but it's especially bad when you're putting on the decals, since, what's that? I looked at it for a while and figured out that, sorry I was off camera, that's the shield. That, by the looks of it, is the feet, maybe? That's the backpack, I can tell that much. That's the gun and thrusters, but really? That's impossible to read. So, I should get to working on this, open up these things, figure out what goes where, get going. That's all for now, folks. And I just noticed this while editing that I missed a bag. I was going through my parts list and was trying to find this one. Couldn't find it, so I went back into the box. It was underneath a giant pile of bubble wrap. He uses a lot of bubble wrap, and some of these parts get lost in it because they're the same color as the box. But here they are. Got the tongue to the shield. Goes on something like that. A lot of flash and slag up here, easily removed. The back to the shield, or no, that's the backpack. You can tell by this little tiny rail that has a seam line and some slag going down every single notch. That's going to be a pain to clean. The big lump that is the center torso section, no articulation, but neither did the actual perfect grade that this is going into. Big hole here, probably to void it of space, but could probably fit a good sized battery in there. I mean, let's see if I got anything lying around. Got a fairly normal CR2032, and you can fit a CR2032 battery in there, and these things are literally available everywhere. I mean, you can get them at IKEA. IKEA. So, if you want to do an LED mod on this kit, there's a battery spot already in it. I'd suggest maybe running some wires to a magnetic reed switch, and then you just have a magnet on the back. The gun, which is very well sculpted, but hey, this was originally a Neo grade kit, so that's to be expected. Lots of panel lining to do, but good vents. What you'd expect from a perfect grade version of the Ground Gundam. And then you have the front of the legs. Just go on it like that. Feet go somewhere like that. Detailing down here, using the same connection type to hold them in place as on the original perfect grade. And on the back side, you can definitely tell it's a backside. Very dodgy in the sculpt there. And of course there's two of them, one for each leg. And let me just see if I can get a hold of him. Something like that. And as you can see, the feet are actually slightly smaller than the original, so I suspect this guy's going to have some issues standing, sadly, because this guy already has quite a few issues standing. Hasn't fallen down yet. But that's just because I can balance anything on top of anything. Other than that, pieces, from what I can tell, should fit together fairly good. I mean, they're within 1,000,000 miles. Of course, this has slag, hitting slag making me not able to actually have it go into position, and there's some pieces that go into here to fill in these gaps, but other than that, looks good. I might be able to get a lathe and re-lathe these thrusters into actual metal, and then shoot flames into them and actually blue them and put a proper soot layer. Since cleaning up in there is going to be a right pain. But that's for a different video. Final amendment done. Thanks for watching.